Okay, I was just looking at Enchanted Life Coach on Instagram, and she has a talk about are you being treated with indifference by your friends and family? And I'm going to do a Quimby on this one. Um, Quimby is a verb that means before I listen to someone else's talk on something, if I got a topic, um, I'm going to see what I come up with because I like to go within and see what I've got on the topic before I listen to somebody else's version. So, thank you, Enchanted Life Coach, for the idea. And what are we going to give you on this? Now, maybe what you want to do is do a Quimby on me. In other words, put me on pause and you go grab your phone and turn it on and do a self video of what you think about uh, being treated by other people with indifference. Okay? All right, I'm going to go on with mine. What I find is if I'm treated with indifference, I quickly forget it. If I'm treated with indifference for a very long time, um, I come to the conclusion that I'm just not on the same wavelength as this other person that I might have known a long time ago. We've just lost connection. I think the word indifferent means inside, I am different, indifferent. In, different. I'm different inside, and the others that are not engaging with me are different inside. So indifferent is simply different. And I say a different vibe, different interests, um, not connected. Another word that I've recently heard that I'm hearing more and more is the word innerstand. I don't think it's even in the dictionary, but it replaces the word understand. And more people are using innerstand rather than understand. It's what do you get inside of you with regard to something that's being shared with you, perhaps? Innerstand. What's your understanding of a subject? Understanding was the way that we are always told the word, and it was, do you get it? Understand means someone presents some information about a subject, and then there's going to be a test. And if you understand it, it is you have taken on someone else's view about the subject. You're an understudy, that's an acting. You've got the main person that plays the character every night on Broadway, and the understudy is there. I don't know. I've never been an understudy. Does an understudy study the main character actor? Pretty much what we come to understand about an understudy is if the main actor is sick and can't perform, then the understudy steps into the role. The problem with understanding is it's somebody else external to you has given you the information, and they want you to adopt the information the way that they have presented it to you. 100%. This is how I explain it to you. This is the way it is. That's what we call very 3D. In other words, it's a very old way of teaching people things. It means that if you're taught something this way, you are not using your own connection to source to gather this information and be tested on this information. You're getting this information not from within, but from somebody else. And that is 3D. And we are moving towards, I used to say 5D, but perhaps even higher dimensions. But in order to go to these other dimensions, you have to go within, and you don't go to other people. So that's why we're doing innerstanding. What am I getting on this subject? And what's better, your understanding of someone else's explanation or your own understanding? This is something you'll have to come to an understanding about. Because I see so many people who tune in to the news, their school textbooks, authority figures, to get the right answer. And these people are very unstable because they never go within to get the right answer for them, which is inside. I'm pointing to my heart, but some people might go within their gut. Some people like to go into the rational mind. I like to go into my heart, and I'm looking to see if I can check in here too. Maybe I need to check in with my feet or my thumb. But you're very unstable if you're always having to use your senses to get information from outside. Like even if I have to go to a book. This is an old book, Criticism of Shakespeare. If I've got to go and learn this book from Oxford University Press, then I'm going to get the Oxford version of criticizing Shakespeare. In the past, I would love to read a whole book like that. I still love the book. And I might open it to a random page if I'm given the impulse to do it. But it is There are some books that I still do read. I'm just finishing up a book called The Magician of Lhasa about reincarnation, the rainbow body, business. Am I understanding it? Well, as I read it, I haven't read it all, in one night. When I was young, when I was 12, I would read a whole book like that in one night and maybe start another one. I would just be voraciously reading. Now, I'll read a number of chapters, and then it might be like, with this book, I wouldn't read that much of the book until, maybe I'd read a chapter and then a week later read a chapter. And then at one point, maybe I went for 3 weeks without reading it. And a few times I was going to read it and then I put it down and didn't read it. But what I found was the book had other things it wanted me to see in my own life that makes me have a more enriched version of the book, because there was things that would come to me in between my readings of the book that were related. My understanding of the Magician of Lhasa is perhaps ongoing. I don't have a book report for you on it other than what I've given you now. I would recommend the book. It was a very, very interesting book. I'm not quite finished. And I think I'm saying something. I started off saying something and then it changed gears. I'm still looking for more relevance of this book for me. One of my spirit guides wanted me to talk to you about more about people who are not using their inner standing. Are they not there yet? I don't think they even get it. They don't get it. Brainwashed from a very early age we are. The textbooks are where you get information from. Maybe today, people learning that the internet is unreliable. They hear fake news quite a bit, and I don't know. I think there's still a lot of people that still want to watch the news and still think it's the trusted source. A lot of other people say, if I can find scientific articles on it, that is the truth. If they're sick, I've got to go and see my doctor. The doctor's going to give me the truth. That's all understanding, because you're putting yourself under the authority of other people. And there's a great deal of fear in this, because you're not connecting within to get something that's going to give you what you can live with. You might have to see 4 doctors and 4 different opinions, and then you're going to have anxiety because you don't know which one of the doctors is telling you the truth. And if they're all telling you the truth, then you're going to go and take a great leap and go with what they're saying, but you don't know if it's right because you didn't check in with your inner standing.